gotta say, like, I believe in what's the word? Accessibility of games, but I also am getting a little bit like concerned with how every time a really good game comes out, like if the game is perfect, somebody will be like, oh well, it's difficult, so it's not accessible, like, so therefore it's not good. You know, I question that problem pretty heavily. I think accessibility is more about, can you play it, not like can you just like breeze through it, you know? So I think like, yeah, the challenge shouldn't be weighed against it, and it certainly shouldn't be like tied in with accessibility. I feel like that's it kind of sucks because now it's like words are becoming meaningless, and that bothers me a lot because like words aren't meaningless. Words have meaning, and like they accessibility and difficulty, I think, are two different things, and they got tied together. So now what happens is, like, you got these like real like Pepega video game journalists. They play a game. You know, they only get it for like a couple days, and it's not the only game they get. You know, they have no time to like really get absorbed in it. You know, and they're not good at it. They're not even really good gamers. They're more journalists. Some of them admittedly said that they don't even play video games other than to review them. You know, and then they're not good at it. And then when somebody like me is just like, oh well, like, how are you gonna give Metroid a bad review? Just because like you couldn't figure out like the puzzle, and they're like, well, it's an accessibility problem now. They're discriminating against disabled people, and I'm like, man, like, how am I gonna argue that now? How are we gonna have a discussion? Like, it's two different things. Yeah, make the game easier. Well, how about this? All right. Take your ass to YouTube or Twitch and watch somebody else play it then. If you just want the game to play itself, then just go on YouTube and Twitch. I didn't have that stuff when I was a kid. Like, you know, if I had a disability and I was unable to play a difficult game, you know, I'm not even disabled and I can't play a lot of games. Do I have a thing on my save now? Probably like a star, right? Actually, no. On the second screen though does have like the EGAD sign. They don't. It seems like they don't really score you on that though. Yeah, you could enjoy games via Let's Plays and stuff like that. I really think it's a bad idea to tie accessibility and difficulty into like one mess. You know, because not only that, but there's more than one type of disability. You know, somebody could be colorblind, so just changing the menu color is accessible to them. And then there's somebody else could be like, you know, they could have, you know, one hand, so having like the ability to play with like, let's say a Joy-Con, if you could like map the controls so that you can play with one hand, you know, it's easier. But it's like, what are you gonna do if you're like, if you're blind, you have no hands and feet, and like your head's rolling across the floor? Yeah, you're probably not gonna be too good at Metroid, man. I'm sorry. Like, you know, like, you could probably still play like Mario Party and stuff, you know. Like, I don't know. I think that kind of bugged me out. And then what else happened? Friggin' Kotaku decided to write another news report about what do you call it? About how it's so cool that you can pirate Metroid. And so they put all these websites on how to pirate Metroid Dread, and it's like, dude, Nintendo, like the Nintendo lawyers, like literally just they were like, it was like that scene in Resident Evil Nemesis where all the Mr. X's were flying out of the thing and coming out of those capsules. That was like the Nintendo lawyers. It was just like, you got to be kidding me, dude. You really gonna write that article? It's like, I saw some guy defend it too. He was just like, hold on, I will see if I can play the Scarescaper. I saw a guy defend it, and he was like, well, it's an emulator. It's news. It counts as news. And I was like, dude, emulators are not news. Even people that don't play games are aware of emulators. It's not news. You got to be discreet, you know? Like, do you really want Nintendo to go to war with the consumers? Because, like,